There's nothing you can do to make this look cool, not even with sunglasses.
You must film yourself also.
Look at me.
Yeah. Go to your side.
Don't laugh.
5.
Today we have a very good vlog.
2, 1, 0. All engine running.
All aboard!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Liftoff and the clock has started.
4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Good morning. Boker Tov. Good morning world. It's me, Rory Alec. Whether you're in India, right across Asia, it's time to dust the sleep out the eyes and it's time to wake up and shine.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Casting from the heart of Europe, it's me here in Austria. To you guys out there, a big God bless you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's time to celebrate.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's right, Jesus is alive, he's on the throne.
Nice to be in orbit.
And he loves you this morning. The chickens are up, the rooster's crowing. It's time for
Good morning, world.
Good Morning World. Me, Rory Alec, great to be with you this morning, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank God it is Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching. Welcome, Good Morning World. It is good to be with you guys. Do you remember visiting the hairdresser pre-COVID? Well, today we'll be traveling down memory lane. We will leave lockdown. We will leave Austria. And on today's program, we will visit 3 different regions, traveling through Italy, Croatia, and Slovenia. It's going to be an action-packed breakfast show this morning. Good Morning World is a program that I hope will grow, that I hope will entertain, will educate, edify, encourage you and I. We meet a famous chef. As I'm fiddling with my ear, sorry, it was itchy there. We meet now I'm blushing. We meet a famous chef, an olive oil producer, with some fascinating commentary from my brother-in-law, Dr. Max, historian. Everybody's got to have one of those in the family, right? We continue the daily topic of should Christians take the COVID-19 vaccine, and TODD FRIEL finishes up what has been a very good week unpacking the fors and against and the whole complexity of thought around us making this decision, yes or no. Today he finishes about common objections, so don't miss it. I know it's 16 minutes long, but it's really worth following through. And by the way, if you want to catch the whole 55-minute special, the link is in the description section below, so it's no problem. You can just click on it and watch the full thing at leisure. But we finish up with part 4 of should Christians take the COVID-19 vaccine or not. So as you can see, it's going to be a pretty packed Friday show on
Good morning, world.
So how are you guys? I pray you're well. The Lord bless you on this Friday. And I'm thanking God it's Friday. I tell you, it's been a great week. It's week number 3 for Good Morning World. And to all of the new viewers on Good Morning World, welcome. It's lovely to have you guys join me on this breakfast show. It's all about encouragement. Yeah, with some entertainment. Yes, with some equipping. Yes, educating. All the E's are there. There's still a sort of a kind of a... The calling on my life always involved those E's. It hasn't changed. On Good Morning World, it's the same thing. Finally, edifying it. This program is unashamedly centered around my love for Jesus. Although not every day will I be preaching, as they say. But I hope that as you hang out with me every single morning, whether you believe in God or not, you'll find some encouragement. You'll find something interesting to think about. Food for thought. And yeah, we'll just have some fun together. On today's program, it's more culture. And traveling with Maximilian Grothaus, is always one of my favorite pastimes. And we get to travel on this program today. I take some pieces from my vlog number 28, if I'm remembering correctly. Check out my vlog, Spirit, Soul, Body Vlogs, and you'll be able to watch the full vlog. But today we'll be doing that traveling. It's going to be great fun. First, it is birthday time. Got that sparkle in my voice. Love celebrating you guys, your birthdays. And today, Friday the 23rd, Dr. Philip Knoll, happy birthday, sir. Robert Ian Nuccelli, I hope I've said your surname correctly. Happy birthday, dear Robert. Glenn Doris Smith, happy birthday. Art Lucia, happy birthday. Yehuda Ben Yol, happy birthday. Carol Womack Erlandson, happy birthday, dear Carol. Michael Brewer, it's Friday the 23rd, it's your birthday, sir. And then Visions Event Management, I'd like to know who's behind that. But hey, our Visions also celebrate birthdays, so we enjoy your birthday today and celebrate you, Visions Event Management. David Shittle Kumar, I hope I've said that correctly. Dear David, the Lord bless you on this birthday. And then Anna Koss, good friend of mine and Carola's in Vienna. Happy birthday, dear Anna. The Lord bless you on this Friday. Samuel Bryan, happy birthday. Adil Golf Fan, happy birthday, Adil. And then, no. Yes, why not? I was about to say, nope, it's the 24th Saturday, we're not going to do it. But then I thought, okay, but there's no Good Morning World on Saturday. So let's move on to Saturday, why don't we? Happy birthday, Saturday. We're wishing you birthday for tomorrow, Catherine. Catherine Kronas, happy birthday. Mandy Cassidy, happy birthday for tomorrow, Saturday the 24th. Young Reed, happy birthday. I love that moustache and that hat, sir. You looking dapper there. Jesus, happy birthday, Jesus. It's not the 25th and it's not sometime in September. It's Saturday the 24th of April. Jesus, you look very much like a young lady there. Masona, I like these double-barreled names, only on Saturdays, right? Happy birthday, Masona. And Vijay Kumar Konduru, happy birthday on this Saturday. And then finishing up with Sony Grens, happy birthday, dear Sony. The Lord bless you too on this day. Well, that wraps up the birthdays for Friday today and Saturday tomorrow. Happy birthday, everybody. I pray you get sport rotten as we all celebrate the day you arrived on this wonderful earth. So, ladies and gentlemen, on this Good Morning World, let's settle down in our armchairs, on our breakfast chair. I know some of you eating brekkie, you let me know that. Excuse me. Oh, don't get hiccups on Good Morning World, Rory. That's the last thing you want to do. Or if you're still in bed and you haven't arose and started to shine, or if you're thinking about rising and shining, let's join the old me with my wonderful silver hairstyle. I tell you, they should make this the new thing. My tinfoil hairstyle. And let's start the trip. First, it's off to Italy. 2 stops. The great city coastal town of Grado and the great city coastal town of Trieste.
Good morning, world.
We're going to Italy, we're going to Slovenia, we're going to Trieste. We are going all over the place.
I came here, I always enjoyed it so much.
This is very embarrassing. This will never see the light of day.
No, of course not.
Blushing. A great day was had by all.
In winter 1914-1915, the British politicians and the French politicians, they promised to Italy that they would get not merely Istria, Trieste, Gorizia, but also the western part of what is nowadays Slovenia, and that they would get the half of Dalmatia. This is called the Mandracchio. This is the old type of the Mediterranean harbor. The type of the harbor in the Mediterranean Sea in the Middle Ages. So it is well preserved here. So let's go over. The Santa Maria delle Grazie church. If you look to the backside of this church here and you compare it with that one, and you would immediately see that there are the apses, 3 apses outside. Here there is no apses outside, but if you enter you see the apses inside. Original Syrian architecture of the late Roman and early Byzantine Empire in this region. You see the apses? Yeah. And if you're going to the backside, outside, there is no apses. Because it is hidden in the walls. And this is the old Syrian tradition. Johannes and Merodites, they have fulfilled their promise. That means that they have paid for the mosaic. And this is a place which stems from a period in which the Roman culture and civilization was transformed into a Christian antique culture. This stone stems from one island east of Athens. And the Italians called this marble Cipollino. Cipollino, in this word, you have the word cipolla. Cipolla means onion. And like the skins of the onions, the different layers, this is the message.
So here we're sitting in Klagenfurt in this delightful hairdresser. There's a hair shop here and we're having our hair done. And the only one who's vaguely cool here is my son. So after Grado we move on to Trieste. And by the way, to get from Grado to Trieste, you travel on a 200-year, give or take a few years, road that was commissioned by Napoleon. And it was the main wide road all the way to Trieste. He was a visionary. Very much in favor of Napoleon. And this is the castle of Duino. The price of vanity. Beautiful harbour of Grignano, little village just outside Trieste where Max stops to meet the owner of Tavernetto al Molo, one of the top seafood restaurants in Trieste. Alas, no time to stop. Lunch will be in Slovenia today.
Well, there's a lot to tell here.
A lot to tell indeed. But let me tell you a little bit about my brother-in-law Max. A doctor of history, a specialist in culinary, gourmet, travel, culture, literally a walking encyclopedia on 2 legs. An amazing man. Salvation is on its way. No, I've been doing my highlights for years.
I know.
I remember the days when they put a plastic cap on your head and then they used a crowstring hook to pull the hair out of the cap. That was agony. Anyway, we left Trieste, then we went up into the hills and we met Vichan Sanson, who runs the Sanson winery, and they produce some of the most amazing olive oil. While the team were inside purchasing some excellent olive oil, some good wine, Max making some arrangements for an upcoming tour. That's right, he runs a tour company, and this will be one of their stops. I was outside enjoying the spectacular creation of our Father in Heaven. Thunder, lightning, the finest weather in Italy, beautiful sunshine, and some pretty dramatic cloud.
Good morning, world.
Just love it. Absolutely beautiful country, Italy. And there's so much to see. I've literally traveled with Corolla from the north all the way down to the tip of the boot of Italy and then crossed over to Sicily and then down to Malta. Stunning part of the world, the Mediterranean. And Italy definitely shines up there. Wonderful food, wonderful architecture, just a great atmosphere. Well, more of that a little later on, but first, why don't we finish? Should Christians take the COVID-19 vaccine? We've played 3 sections this week already. Todd Friel has been unpacking for and against, tackling this extremely complicated, noisy, challenging, and frustrates many people. I will tell you, I've got quite a few comments from you guys. Not all of them do I put on my timeline, so if it wasn't approved and it wasn't put up there, thank you for caring enough to share. I saw it. I appreciate the energy level you have around these issues, but that's not the purpose on Good Morning World. It's simply on Good Morning World to say, hey, let's encourage one another. Even if you and I don't agree, even if you think it's this and I think it's that. I think that's the whole point that I wanted to put Todd Friel's program on from Wretched, where he talks about should Christians take it, because it's so complicated. This is part 4 today. It runs for around 16 minutes, and then we'll carry on with Europe. He talks about what we kicked it off was common objections, and we all have those objections one way or the other. It's been a very good week, and many of you have enjoyed it immensely. Thank you. And it's been my privilege to bring it. So as I say, without further ado, let's join Todd Friel in their studio as he talks about the common objections as to whether you and I should take the COVID-19 vaccine or not.
Good morning, world.
Common objections. And guess what? These common objections tend to be the very things that we thought about the issue in the first place. So now, let's go revisit those 8 pre-understandings that you are supposed to lose in the context of common objections. At this moment, you should be getting close to rendering a verdict. It might be the same one that you had. Maybe it's different. You've altered it, tweaked it, you've softened. You're maybe kind of thinking, well, I guess I could go both ways. Whatever it is, we want to be bringing these pre-understandings back in to use them as a pressure test for where you're at with the issue. You're supposed to be ruminating on all of these considerations. You're getting kind of close to going, all right, this is what I'm going to do. My family's going to do this or they're going to do that. Now, take a look at these common objections and test your understanding of the issue. There are 8. First of all, vaccines cause more harm than good. If that is indeed the case, remember all those verses about your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. We're to be protecting our family. We're supposed to be loving our family, making sure that nothing harms them, including, if it's the case, a government-mandated vaccine. We got to figure this one out. And this one is going to be a big determiner when we take a look at a lot of these objections. Do we, at this moment, know about the safety of the vaccine? This is big, because with all of those other verses that we've taken a look at, we don't want to be doing dumb things with our body. We don't want to be risking and being people who are not aware that we've got a responsibility to take care of ourselves and others. So the question is this particular vaccine good or not? Answer? Yeah. What website did you just go look at? Oh, this can make you nuts. You go to one website and it doesn't look wonky. It looks like, you know what? They do a pretty good job there. Hey, they've got all kinds of sources that are cited at the end. Look, they've got like 50 sources at the end. Hey, all kinds of doctors and epidemiologists, they say this, they say, and then you go click to the next one and they say the opposite thing. Please note, you are going to appeal to an authority. You're going to have to do it. The safety of the vaccine is indeed a very important issue for the Christian. I mean, it's common sense. Put something bad in your body. Obviously, nobody wants to do that, especially the Christian has a reason to not want to do that. Is it good for you or bad for you? Now, here's what's going to happen in this debate. You're going to appeal to an authority. Some are just going to say, if the FDA says it, I'm fine with that. Other people are going to go find other authorities, and these are not people who are crackpots, we're assuming. These are people with degrees that are in science that say, no, that's not the case. So both are appealing to an authority. Both sides are making an argument based on the same framework. That should provide some grace. This should cause us to realize why another Christian is coming up with a different decision than mine. They're just appealing to a different authority than you are. I'm not telling you to which authority you should appeal. I'm just saying we're going to have to do it, and different Christians are just going to find different sources to determine, is this thing good or bad? Common objection number 2. Vaccines cause more good than harm. The opposite of number 1. Vaccines are made with aborted baby cells. Indeed, some are. What do you know? This issue gets tricky too. So let me present 2 sides. No way. If you're telling me that somehow this vaccination only exists through the courtesy of a dead baby's body, not a chance. It's a sin that is just too grievous that was committed against another human being to benefit from it. That is reasonable, and that is right. And that, I think, is a very biblical consideration. On the other hand, there are those who would say, hold on, take for instance the MMR, the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccination. These were obtained through stem cell lines from aborted babies in 1962 in Germany. That, the understanding, some would say, is they were not intentionally aborted for the sake of producing a vaccination. They were aborted, and then scientists, they took those stem cells and they created the MMR. And now, because of distance and the circumstance, some Christian philosophers would say the Christian, while recognizing this is not ideal, shouldn't feel like they're sinning. And this is how they explain it. If your teenager needed a kidney or they were going to die, and you're waiting for the phone call that hopefully there's going to be a kidney before your child perishes, the phone rings, lo and behold, another teenager has a kidney to offer your child to save your child's life. But that teenager's life was taken by a drunk driver. Question, would you accept that kidney? Chances are you would. What does that have to do with vaccinations and aborted stem cell lines? In this same sort of scenario, there's a parallel here. You benefited, your child's life was saved at the death of another child that was taken sinfully, but because that child wasn't killed intentionally, you are not participating in the sin of the drunk driver. Those are some considerations that you need to ponder. Now here, I'm afraid, is where it gets even dicier. At the moment, remember, history happens in time. What we know today, we didn't know yesterday, and we won't know tomorrow. There were a number of vaccine lines, give or take about 40, that were being considered, government money going to fund them. Came down to about 4, then 3. There seems to be some conflicting information among the experts. This is our call to authority, our appeal to authority here. Some are saying, yeah, we think there's one that has aborted stem cells, but we don't know how old they are. And others are saying, no, they're not inside of there. Uh-oh, what do we do? We might have to wait and see. So here's a scenario for you. I believe it's very valid for the Christian to not want to participate in the intentional taking of the life of a child for the sake of creating a vaccine. If that's the case, some people are going to argue, if the government mandates it, we're just going to have to wait. If they then might say, it's concluded a child wasn't intentionally killed for the manufacturing of this vaccination, then they can participate, just not now. That could be very valid. You need to think this through, and you need to recognize different Christians are going to come to different conclusions. Another common objection. Number 4, Keep your laws off my body. Unfortunately, Romans 13 exists, and the government can apply laws to your body, and that's why you need to figure out where you stand with submission to the government, a la Romans 13. I told you it was important. Another common objection: praise God for the polio vaccine. Indeed, what a blessing, as long as it was not taken from an intentionally killed infant in the womb. We can praise God for medicine. Question, just a question. Remember, we're just trying to work through this. I'm not trying to tell you how to think, but we're dealing with this objection about vaccinations and their safety, and assuming all of these other spinning plates now have resolved themselves. Is it possible in 5 years, let's just say COVID is raging, it has become a part of our globe, we always need to deal with it, people die from it, let's say all of those things are true, and we've discovered that there's a vaccination that was not taken from aborted stem cells intentionally, and that little piggy hasn't been rushed to market, it's been tested and it's safe. Would there be any reason to not take the COVID vaccination any more than there would probably be a reason to not take the polio vaccination if it met all of those criteria? In other words, time might change your verdict. So know that there might be more information. These objections, many of these are really, really valid. And I think there's some objections here, like the stem cell issue from aborted babies. We got to get that figured out, because we do not want to be participating in that sin. That's just not an argument that we should be having. No, we're not going to do it. Safety, I think, is another valid consideration. And we might not know the answers to those things at this moment, but it might change in time. Back to our objections. Number 6, scientists lie, you say. Yep, some scientists have lied. It's a fact. They have. In virtually every realm. Why? Because scientists are sinners. And yet, medicine is a blessing, remember? So how do we find this balance? We praise God for genuine science, but we're still skeptical because we realize that scientists are sinners. So we've got to have a healthy skepticism. I don't think a black helicopter skepticism, but indeed a healthy skepticism, as well as recognizing they do some really good stuff too. Where do you stand? Number 7. This vaccine was rushed to market. At this time, it certainly appears that it was. The project is called Operation Warp Speed, which historically would make any epidemiologist go, what? Epidemiologists, historically, they go very slowly when it comes to testing, to rolling it out to the general public. It goes through animals, people in random studies. It takes time to determine if a vaccine is going to have an effect on our kids and our grandkids. And at the moment, it appears that there has not been the historical time used to make those conclusions. Do we know if in 20 years your grandchild will have a foot growing out of the left side of their head? Don't know, because it has been Operation Warp Speed. This is one of those objections that time is required. The Christian should be responsible with their temple. The Christian must protect their family from inflicting damage, and you need to determine what is the risk. Guess what we return to? Our appeal to authority. There are going to be some Christians who say, knock it off. The FDA, what do you think, they're trying to kill people? Come on, these people, they've been in business for a long time to help people, and the evidence is there. They do help people. This is not a conspiracy. And so they would appeal to the FDA, and they would feel just fine taking it, because even though it was rushed to market, they don't feel that it's safe because they've appealed to authority. On the other hand, there are people who are going to appeal to other authorities. And so it is. I think we're coming closer to categorizing what the issue of mandated vaccines is. You feeling with this call to authority, different understanding of the government, how we're supposed to treat our temples, what our responsibilities to the world and the gospel are. Can you feel that there can be some reasonable and valid tension here? You should. Let's get to our last objection, number 8. We don't need a vaccine. How do we know? The answer is an appeal to an authority. Some people will appeal to an authority who says it's a scamdemic. The other authority will say how many more people need to die. We are both looking out to other experts to render a verdict. You are going to have to render yours. You're going to have to appeal to your authority and believe that you are being informed correctly. And that should, at this time, cause us to perhaps reach the finish line on a conclusion that I believe that we can be absolutely unified in. Are we all going to believe we should or shouldn't take the vaccination? Nope, I don't think so. But I do believe that we can have unity on identifying what this subject is. I would suggest to you that we are dealing with an issue of adiaphora. What's an adiaphora? If you're Martin Luther, you'd call it a mitteldingen. It's a middle thing. It's a disputable dispensation. It's a gray area. It's a conscience issue. Would it be possible that as we make our way through these steps of figuring out Christian worldview, that as we do it, and we should do it because we want to make sure our consciences are clear, that we recognize it is a conscience issue indeed. Paul gives us the option in Romans 14, 1 Corinthians 8 through 10. There are some things we're just going to disagree on, and you can cling to your understanding and belief that you are right, and that is perfectly fine, but we don't condemn those who disagree. Have we not seen that there are many spinning plates? Have we not seen that an appeal to an authority is indeed something that we are going to have to press into as we make our way through this debate? Do we not see that coming from different backgrounds, different Christian maturity, different denominations, different form of Bible teaching, that we're going to come up with different answers on so many variables, and ultimately we are left with adiaphora. Perhaps, maybe, possibly, we can conclude this by at least recognizing that different Christians are going to come up with a different conclusion, and I'm not going to draw a line in the unity sand. I'm not going to separate from my brother or sister. I'm not going to think they're stupid. They have drunk the Kool-Aid, whatever color you think it happens to be. And I will not bind the conscience of another believer. I will not make a law where there is no law. Please utilize all of these considerations. I have not tried to tell you what you should think. And if you think that I've been tipping my hand one way or another, some night when you and I have dinner together, I'll tell you where I stand on this, but this absolutely was not the point of this exercise. It was not to tell you what to think, but perhaps simply how to think through it. And as we do, let us do it charitably. And until next time, go serve your King.
Good morning, morning, morning.
Again, my appreciation to Todd FRIEL and for being able to bring that 55-minute special, which I broke up over 4 different parts this week. So if you missed anything before, please go back and check Good Morning World, or as I said earlier on the program, in the link below or the description below, you can find the link. Thank God it's Friday. I'm going to rest tomorrow. Yes, Good Morning World celebrates the end of 3 weeks. That means 15 shows, including this one, under the belt. No, not live streaming yet. That's the goal and the vision and the hope and the prayer for the 24th of May. That's next month. And we're rapidly marching towards that. My hope is between now and then I will have equipment. Already this week I had a wonderful miracle take place. I'm not going to say much more about it other than Caroline and Michael, thank you. You were part of that miracle. Thank you. I start buying some equipment next week, and so things are going to be quite hectic in this little room as I rework the whole workflow here, so that on the 24th, God willing, we'll be live streaming backwards and forwards. I do want to quickly announce on this Friday, if you haven't heard already, or if you've just found this show, Good Morning World, that I'm doing a Zoom Vision Cast meeting. A private Zoom Vision meeting for anyone who's enthusiastic, you're enjoying Good Morning World, and you want to hear more from me about the future vision of this program, and not only this program, but the other digital content and the digital platform that I have in my spirit to be building over the next new season. Is it New Christian Television? No, I don't think it's me. For those of you who may not know, I was involved in Christian television with great joy. I served faithfully as long as I could. It was a privilege. Indeed, that work still continues today, preaching the good news of Yeshua. And I bless it in Jesus' name. There's nothing better than seeing the fruits of your labor and all of the hard effort over some 20 plus years continue. Thank God for that. No, the digital platform I'm talking about is not going to be a New Christian Television channel. It is a digital platform with content that's Christ-centered but greatly encouraging, informative, as I say. It's the vision statement for Good Morning World. Indeed, is the vision statement for pretty much everything I want to do. That out of the content we create on this new digital platform, you will get great encouragement that causes great living and great works. So, excited about that. Vision casting, 10th of May. Saturday the 10th of May. What time, you ask? I haven't got a clue. Not yet anyway. But as soon as I get the information, we lock it down, I will send you an email with an invitation and the link to the Zoom call. So you can see here, or somewhere between here and around here, there is an email address. It is the one that comes to me directly. Please send me your email, or just email me and say, "Hi, Rory, watching from wherever," and introduce yourself, and I will put you on the list to actually send the invitation. If I don't immediately respond to your email, please don't despair. It is hectic. I can't tell you how busy it is on this side of the camera, okay? Researching, filming, presenting, editing everything you see on your screen on Good Morning World. Rendering. Oh my God, this old computer takes literally 2.5 hours to render out a 30-minute program. Now this is fantastic. I render it out in 4K. I'm going for the best quality so that we can have good viewer experience. Viewing experience is my hope. And then of course I upload it onto YouTube, onto my Patreon page, onto Facebook, etc., etc. All takes so much time. So I start at 5 in the morning because it's not only Good Morning World I do, I also do Dailygrind, which many of you, my patrons, get every single morning as well, which is also another 14-15 minutes of production which needs to be, you got it, filmed, presented, edited, rendered, uploaded, tagged, We got lots to do. Let's carry on with our trek in one day. Interesting places throughout Europe. I'll be back soon. Email me, by the way, and I'll send you the invitation.
Good morning, world.
The best part, getting your hair washed. of us looking forward to a delicious lunch, we meet Chef Simon Kommel and his lovely wife, Fazila. The couple together run very successful restaurants in Slovenia, renowned in the area of not only Slovenia but also Italy. Simo is an expert in curing ham, Italian ham commonly known as prosciutto.
Okay, here we have the typical cast prosciutto drying for 48 months. It's a little bit longer drying procedure. Downstairs we have frittata. This is the flour, egg and different fresh herbs. Cheese with pepper and extract of Teran.
I am so hungry. 2 hours later we are here.
Max, what do you say? Good?
So we are talking about a number of 5,600 ladies that went from the valley to Alexandria, Egypt, to take care of the babies and so on. Yeah. So this,
in 19th century, young women from here via Trieste, they moved to Alexandria and they worked in the wealthy Egypt.
Yeah, to take care of the houses and take care of the
and
kids.
Received money, especially in Coptic families.
Cooked for 72 hours on the low temperature, puree of green beans and the cream of carrots.
Endlich.
At last, ja, endlich.
Entlastung. Schönheit muss leiden.
Languages do you speak? English and Italian. He spoke all the languages and the family was from Italy, somewhere in the northern part of Italy, but of course he spoke
Maximilian Fabiani, another extraordinary character. And here we are visiting the museum of his local town in Slovenia, an architect, designer, creator of some of the most splendid architecture in Vienna.
The water system that still works, now it still runs. No?
Now the tinfoil's gone.
This is a very old castle here. My brother-in-law Max is visiting it. He brings tours to all of these historic places, and he's meeting right now with the Countess to make plans for a tour early in 2019.
So I think that kind of wraps it up for this vlog. At least you see we're back to normal here. Have a fantastic week, and we'll catch you next week on the vlogs. Love you guys. Ciao. Yeah. Not too much pride, in other words, showing you guys the tin foil and everything. Can you remember those days when they took crochet things, they put a plastic cap on your head? For those of you who've got highlights, again, I know some of you don't get highlights, but I've always got highlights from whatever I can remember. They used to pull your hair out through this plastic cap with a crochet hook. Felt like they were digging your brains out. Very, very painful. Well, listen, we've run out of time on this Good Morning World, and I know you're chomping at the bit. You've got to get to work. It's the final day of work this week, and then you get to rest, relax with the family, and do all the exciting things I hope that you're going to be doing this weekend. Who knows? Let me know. I definitely am going to rest tomorrow. I'm going to treat Saturday as my day to sleep, to hang out with the Lord outside of work, my family, and try and get refreshed again. One day rest, at least one day. I encourage every one of us, take one day's rest. It's common sense, and if you can, it definitely will help you on your week. I know we try and get 2 days, the Saturday and the Sunday. If that's possible, wonderful. But I'll be back at the Grindstone here on Sunday. No, you'll see me on Monday. But I will start working on Sunday morning early and preparing all of the programming that needs to come out on Monday morning. So until Monday morning, I pray you have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to email me. Here's the email address if you want to come to my Zoom Vision Cast meeting, which is on the 10th of May, Saturday the 10th of May. And in the week ahead, or weeks ahead, I'll send you an invitation. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Drive safe if you're off to work. If you've just got back from work, who knows, maybe you're finishing up the day with a nice glass of juice or wine or a cold alcoholic-free beer, or heck, you're just sipping on that single malt. Whatever it might be, remember He loves you and I appreciate you. Until then, ciao for now. Love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that little bell notification at the bottom. Every time we post something, you'll be getting it. To all my patrons, thank you so much for your support, guys. Without you, until tomorrow morning, lots of love. Keep smiling, keep shining. From me, Rory Alec.
Welcome home. Beautiful, beautiful.
Good morning, morning, morning.